Good evening, Gaurav sir. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today for this interview. And I'm truly grateful for this opportunity to learn from your experience as a leader in the banking industry.
Thank you so much, Vidhi, for having me here, first of all. Always looking forward to help you on this. Yeah,
And I would like to extend my gratitude to Jaju sir for giving us this insightful assignment, which allows me to connect with effective leaders and gain valuable knowledge about leadership and effectiveness. So, today's discussion focuses on understanding how to be effective as a working professional, and especially in a high pressure sector like banking, which you're working in. Really glad to have you here. To start, could you please introduce and share a little about yourself?
sure, Vidhi. Thank you. So my name is Gaurav Gangakhedkar. I have been a career banker, for the last 20 odd years now. My career's biggest stint was with Citibank, which was one of the world's leading bank, with a presence of almost 140 countries. I was with Citibank for close to 13 years in various roles. In my last role, I was heading the Pune branch, which is one of the largest branches for Citibank in India. Post that, I've moved myself into private banking, which is basically I manage investments and wealth for HNIs and corporate treasuries across Maharashtra. My current role, I am the market head for IDFC First Private, which is the private banking of IDFC, which is the fastest growing bank in India today. Right. So that's all about me, Vidhi.
I was actually watching Kaun Banega Crorepati few minutes prior. So I know that IDFC is also the
Oh,
co-sponsorer of
yes.
Kaun Banega
It's a
Crorepati.
co-sponsorer. IDFC is the title sponsor for all cricket matches that happen in India, domestic as well as international. So yes, we are creating the visibility, very, very nicely.
Yes, in a
Yeah,
wide way. Right. So we'll start with the first and most important question.
sure.
So, what is your definition of being effective or effectiveness, and what are the qualities or skills do you think are essential for someone
Right.
to be effective in the banking sector? Like, especially, it is a very high pressure job, and I have selected you because I myself am thinking of going in that field itself.
Right. So being effective actually is a very generalized, statement. It can the answer can differ from people to people. But for me, if you ask me, being effective means producing a pre-desired or a pre-decided effect in an appropriate time period. You know, effectiveness for me is doing a task in the utmost correct manner so that it doesn't need any modification or any input later on. So we have a task in hand. How correctly we do it in a specified time period is what effectiveness is all about. Coming to the second part of your question, where you asked me, the qualities, that make a good banker, or in a high pressure job. So first of all, I don't think this is a very, very high pressure job. It's yes, this job role demands a lot of focus, lot of hard work, but it can be as high pressure or as low pressure as any other jobs that people do in different sectors. So for me, not only in banking sector but in all professions, the main qualities that I personally look at when I interview people or I hire people in my team. So most important is sincerity. I would rate being sincere as one of the top qualities that I look into people. Second most important ability thing that I see is the ability to invest in yourself, which means you keep learning all the time. This is a highly evolved world that we are in. Something that we know 2 months back would have undergone some changes eventually, right? So the ability to invest and keep learning is very, very important. Third and foremost, the most important thing again is to have a very strong intent, of achievement. Unless you have that intent to do well, to do your job well, to enjoy your job every day, all your talent, all your knowledge is of no use if the intent is not there.
Right.
So sincerity, ability to learn, and a strong intent is our top qualities that I look into.
Right. So, as you rightly said, effectiveness, summing it up, what we have been taught, it is just getting things done and in the right time and
Correct.
in the right manner. Right.
In the right manner. Absolutely.
Yes. So, how do you like manage your time when juggling with multiple responsibilities, and also decide how to delegate your tasks to your team leader and handle what to be managed by yourself also?
So it is an everyday phenomenon in our job role. When we start the day, we think that A, B, and C are the things that we need to do. But couple of hours into the day, there is a D, E, F, G, H also which comes in, as a task. So multitasking is a very, very important skill that one should learn. One should have, and above that also the ability to prioritize task is very important. We cannot do 10 things at a time. We are going to botch up everything that you do. So to prioritize the sequence of work that you need to do is extremely important. So for what I have taught my team members or what I've learned from my mentors is the same thing. I manage a diary. I keep a diary. I maintain a diary. I'm sorry. I maintain a diary which has all my tasks laid out, written in black and white, wherein I ensure that one by one I finish up everything. You might not finish every day, everything in a day, right? However, the follow-up, the oversight to do that is very, very important. So multitasking and prioritizing is the mantra that I follow every time.
Yes, so this is what also we have been taught in leadership. I would like to share that one equation taught by Jaju sir. So it is like if you continuously work on the same thing, you won't be like going a step ahead. So it is an equation like 1 day is equals to 365 days. But if you go like 1.1, taking one step forward, you'll reach to 37
Forward.
times forward from each day.
Absolutely.
So
No,
that
no,
is what
Harsh
I am
Jaju sir
also
is
following. Yes.
absolutely. Harsh Jaju sir is one of the best mentors that you have. I've had the privilege of knowing him and meeting him multiple times in my previous job role. Okay.
Okay.
And absolutely very, very, I've always been very, very impressed by sir. And, yeah, I look up to him in the real way. Yeah.
Yeah, we are doing the same
You are
thing.
in great
We
hands.
had,
You guys are in great hands.
yes, we
Yeah.
feel that too. Okay, so jumping out to the next question,
Yeah.
how do you approach your tight deadlines without compromising on the quality of work you're doing? And can you also share an example, like a real life example that you've done so?
Right. So time management, absolutely great question. Again, time management again is a skill that I have developed over a period of time. So as a leader, I've always ensured that my team and myself, we are trained and equipped to handle everything that comes along the way. Again, experience plays a lot of role in this as we grow. So I've been into this industry for 2 decades now. uh, so something that might be very difficult for a junior person may be slightly easier for me to do it. So I've been treating them to learning, making them learn everything, real life incidences. And it's also something that we learn on the job. You face client queries, you face problems, and then once you solve it, then you learn something new, right? So I'll give you a very interesting example that had happened. There is this one of the largest clients that we manage. He was traveling with his family in an European country, and his card got stolen. His credit card got stolen. He came to know that after a few hours, till the time there was somebody using that card in a fraudulent manner. So at a very odd hour at night, when it was IST, midnight, he called me up. I was surprised to see his phone, but he was in panic. He said, Gaurav, do something. My card is being used. So because of the experience, because of we have handled situations like this before, we could connect to the helpline, block the card, raise a dispute on time. We got the money back on time. So the point is here, two things played. I did not panic and I knew how to resolve this. So
Right.
it's a combination of your experience and calm manner that we could resolve his case. The client is extremely happy. He was very thankful. He's still one of my largest clients. And he never forgets mentioning that incident to his peers or when we meet in public. So it's something that I am also proud of.
Yeah. So you picking up
You
a
know,
call
yeah.
after your work hours shows how professional and dedicated
Yes,
you are for your work. Exactly.
absolutely. In today's world, you have to go beyond your work, beyond your job role. If you
Right.
say that, no, this is not my job, I could have easily said something, no, this is an operations job. Please, go and talk to somebody else. But no, that's what separates good professionals from great ones. And I put my foot down every time saying that I will do the best that is possible for my clients.
Exactly. This is a very great lesson for us. How do you ensure a team? Like you said, you hire yourself for your team. So, how do you ensure that your teams remain effective as you are and motivated during the challenging times also? And how do you keep yourself updated and continuously improve your skills as a leader?
Again, very good question, Vidhi, very relevant. So, see, motivation is something that is a very, very self-driven thing also. I strongly believe, it's up to the person also how motivated or how much he wants to put in a day. And believe me, there are days, couple of days in a month, wherein we are all a bit low. We don't feel like working too much that day. We want to take it easy. But the point here being, I keep talking to my team members regularly on how they are doing, how are they feeling in the job, what is the plan for the day. Basically, being there for them every time. We keep doing these small activities, team bonding activities, which make us very, very strong. Maybe a good outing once in a month or two, a nice dinner somewhere in middle of the week after the working hours. All these small thing help. See, it is very important that the team member feels his importance and sense of belonging in a team or in an organization. You
Right.
know, uh, it is the leader's job to see that he feels respected, the employee is respected basically and valued. We cannot be casual about it, because there are people, for good people to keep them with us, it needs a lot of bonding. It needs a lot of effort from the leaders. So far as I know, my team members, marriage anniversaries, I know their kids birthdays. It doesn't take much in today's world to send a nice cake, a nice bouquet. And because the family also plays a very important role in somebody's career. So if a relationship manager in my team, he's working for 12, 13 hours a day because his wife or his family is taking care of rest of the things at home. So these we don't have to be rigid or what you say, professional about it. There is a human touch. There has to be a personal touch to it, and all these things remain. Nobody remembers the numbers that we did 4 years back, but my RM will remember how Gaurav made me feel. So that is very important. That is one way of keeping them motivated.
Yes, it is absolutely very important to build a culture to make your employee feel like a family inside of the organization also.
Family, absolutely.
Yes, so going on to the last question, how do you make critical decisions under uncertainty? Like the biggest uncertainty we have hit is the COVID, and it was a
Right.
very like big crisis for all of us. So uncertainties like this, so how do you make decisions? Because you don't have something planned for these
So
things.
COVID was absolutely a black swan event, as we call it. It had never had something like on that magnitude, that scale had never happened.
Yes.
So we were first, all of us, like, we're grappling with just to understand what's happening around us for a month or two, right? But in overall sense, when if we're talking about critical times, and we face criticalities every day, believe me, we manage large clients. There are issues coming up every day, not at the scale of a COVID, but there are at a local level, at a daily level, there are a lot of criticalities that we face, even from the seniors, even from the organization. There are critical tasks that we need to do. I have always been an advocate of making a fair and unbiased decision in critical times. Once you are fair to a client or to an employee, and unbiased in your approach, the rest of the things will fall in place automatically. In a critical situation, as per my knowledge or my experience, the most important thing is to do what is right. You know, you may not get it 100% right every time. However, at least the intention of being right to help somebody or to give a fair, unbiased feedback or an advice or some help is what makes me take decisions in a critical manner where we do not know where is this going to be. But at least you be fair and unbiased. Let's see after that what happens. That has been my mantra. I don't know if I've answered this question to your
No, this is
satisfaction,
a
but yeah, that is what
perfect
I.
answer. Like I was looking, and I can see like the resemblance of Jaju sir here because all your answers are like what he has taught us all the way till now.
Wow.
So
If
what you
if I
said,
am even
like
10% of what he is, I would be very, very happy for that. I take this as a compliment.
yes, so what he has taught us is like Shreyapat and Preyapat. So whenever you are in crisis, or not even in crisis, but in everyday life, you do what is right and not what a person like.
Absolutely. Spot on. Spot on. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much, Gaurav sir. This conversation has been incredibly enlightening, and I have actually written down all the points that are that I will for sure myself implement in my life and in my work culture. And I have gained so much from your guidance and leadership, and I will strive to implement all these learnings, like getting things done with sincerity and learning the intent of achievement. These are some things that I would definitely follow. I hope to stay connected with you and continue learning from you. Thank you.
Always there. Please feel free to reach me out. You have
Definitely.
been a very, very hardworking person in your life. I know this. Keep doing this. And we are always there for you. Right?
Thank you
Yeah.
so
All the
much.
best. Yeah.
Thank you.